I'm sorry I forgot to turn the video camera on when I cut my box, but here's what I did. I cut it at 1.5 inches. I set my saw blade to just a nice shallow cut, just deep enough to cut through, and I ran it through, and here's the result. It's cut open. So now we have a usable box, kind of. Now, in order to keep things oriented properly, I'm going to be making some pieces of thin stuff. It'll be thinner than this even. And what'll happen is on the top side, so this being the top side, on the top side and the two ends, I'm going to glue a thin piece. It'll go all the way. Let's see here. It'll go all the way and just stick up just a little bit like that, so that when it closes true and straight. And the hinge, I have a piece of piano hinge over here somewhere. Right here in my piled up mess of stuff. That will get cut off to the proper length, probably about 4 inches shorter than the actual width of the box. It'll get screwed to the outside, and I'm going to make feet for it. That will make it so that it doesn't rock on the back portion of the hinge, and to keep it up off the wet floor and so on. And anyway, I'll show you all that as it comes. More to follow. Okay, so the Hillbilly has been negligent about remembering to video stuff, and I think I already showed you that I forgot to show you the cutting open of the box. And then I told you that I was going to make pieces to go in here, and I forgot, in here. I got to remember to aim the camera where I'm looking, and I didn't do that either. But I will show you this. I don't know if you can see that or not. That piece is the one that's going to orient. It's going to orient the box to make sure that it's always closes snugly. But it's a little bit taller than it needs to be. Notice my nice clean fingers. I've been in the stove. Anyway, I'm going to cut it down so that it only sticks up about 1/8 of an inch. Alright, so I might see if I can set up the camera to show you that, because first of all, we don't need the saw to be anywhere near that tall to cut such a nice thin little piece. So we'll turn it down so that it sticks up about that much. Lock it up so that it doesn't move. We'll get a tape measure and determine just how thick that needs to be, and I'll set the camera up and show you the rip, because it's really exciting watching somebody rip stuff with a saw. Okay, so are you prepared for some excitement then? So this is the piece I'm going to rip. I think I'll also rip that one. It's a little thin, and man, that one's really thin. Anyway, doesn't matter. I thought I had another one. Ah, I do. This one's a little on the thin side too, but I think I'll rip it as well. Because they don't have to be thick, all they have to do is line it up, right? So, the thickness that I want is 1/8 of an inch more than 2 11/16. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that it wants to be 2 13/16. Does that make any sense to you people who are ruined by the metric system? Now you don't know how to do fractions anymore. Yeah, I'm going to go just a smidge wider. It's always easier to make two cuts, or cut it twice. Cut it twice. Well, it's cutting twice is okay if. And I say if. Oh, there's the other piece I was going to use. Cutting twice is okay if your first cut is too small. No, if it's too big. That's why I went a little bit bigger than I thought I really needed it. I'm going to cut it off the rough edge. And we'll see what happens. Put the nasty side in because I'm going to cover it with glue, and by the time you get down to there, you'll never know the difference, and that is just about, well, it's still a little tall. But you know what, I'm going to round it over a little bit anyway, so that's okay. That piece is good. That piece is too thin now. This piece, you know, I don't think it matters. It's going to be down in there. And that one's right there too. Several pretty pieces we can use. Okay, I'm going to chop them to the length I want. Want me to show you that too? Because it's real exciting. Okay, prepare yourself because this is going to be really exciting. As my one of my guys that I watch on YouTube would say, don't ever do it like this. And that is like this with all kinds of stuff all over it. Because it's not safe. So, I guess I'm not safe. Anyway, I'm going to make 1-2 cuts. And if that hurt your ears, like it hurt mine, that's one other thing you shouldn't ought to ever do, because I've already destroyed my hearing. So we'll do this time. So, you want me to let you see this? With a test bit. Oh, I should have cleaned that one off too. Oh, no, I can do that. Look at that. Sand that off. This end's just a little bit snug, but it will be okay. Okay, as promised, I'm back with the glue and a whole bunch of goodies. Which right now are in the way. I'm going to use to glue this piece up. Okay, I'm going to swing that in there, out of the way. I'm going to swing that in there, out of the way. Lay this down. I rounded this edge off, both sides, to make a nice, well, it's going to be what you see all the time when you open the briefcase, right? So, my next trick, I'm going to put some glue in there, and I'm going to go over here and get my spreader stick so that I don't have to get it on my fingers. Not that it matters if it's on my fingers. Look at that. I might have enough. You ever have snot do that to you? Snot, very nice. Yeah, and then it always lands someplace you don't want it to be. Anyway. I'm going to take this piece and put it in here, because that's where I want it to be. Take some of these little guys, squeeze it together. Whoops. Get up here where it's going to be the most good. I'm going to need a pile of these things. Oh, these ones work too. These are just spring clamps. And for those of you that are thinking, man, that's a little bit of overkill, isn't it? Well, it is and it isn't. It's out where it's going to be seen, and I just as soon have it be seen nicely. I just thought, I hope I don't get in trouble for listening to my music. I have no idea who it is. I have some of the stuff that my dad made years ago, but it's hard to find. And frankly, he was a lot better fiddle player than most of the people that backed him up were backup players. So a lot of it isn't all that wonderful. He was one of those men who had these huge fingers, but he could play an instrument like the fiddle. Oh, I spread it on the wrong side. Aren't I smart? Good talking. He could play an instrument like the fiddle and almost make it talk. I do love my bluegrass and my hillbilly music. Some people think it's hillbilly music, and you can call it whatever you want, and you can listen to whatever you want. But I like this stuff. It's so gentle and so, well, some of the old fiddle music is, I don't know how you can listen to it and not be happy. Alright, time to give the camera a rest.